Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. The 10 wealthiest sports franchise owners in America. Despite underperforming while on the field, the Dallas Cowboys continue to keep their owner Jerry Jones a very wealthy man. When Jones purchased the Texas football team in 1989 for $150 million, it was a financial gamble. Decades later, that gamble has paid off. By 2024, the Cowboys had made Jones a billionaire and become the first NFL team ever valued at more than $10 billion, according to sports business outlet Sportico. Despite the record-setting sum, Jones is unlikely to take any offers from potential buyers in the near future. "If I had to sell the team tomorrow, I wouldn't accept anything less than $10 billion, Jones said in 2018. "But I don't want to imply that I would take $10 billion for them. The Cowboys are just not for sale. They're a long-term asset, and my immediate family, which has been part of making them what they are today, they'll own the Cowboys long after I'm gone." By choosing to hold on to the Cowboys, despite an ever-increasing sticker price, Jones seems to have made a highly prescient decision. Sports teams have seen a dramatic increase in valuation in the last 3 decades, something experts have attributed to several factors, particularly the increasing value of media rights packages. The idea that pro sports is a money-losing proposition was still right there in people's minds as late as the 1990s. Victor Matheson, economics professor at College of the Holy Cross, told The Ringer in 2022. "How do you become a millionaire? Start out a multi-millionaire and buy a sports team." The average value of an NFL team increased from $175 million in 1996 to $3.48 billion in 2021. The value of an NBA team went from $127 million to $2.48 billion. MLB teams increased from $115 million to $191 billion. Even the NHL, which is perpetually the least popular of the 4 major sports leagues, saw the average value of its teams grow by 1,112% between 1996 and 2021, according to Sportico. In 2024, investing in sports is both frequently a reliable way to earn money and the ultimate status symbol for some of the wealthiest people in the world. Most experts seem to agree that the high value of professional sports teams will not decline in the near future. "Every time I've thought we've hit a ceiling, I've been wrong," Michael Leeds, professor at Temple University and co-author of Economics of Sports, told The Ringer. "As long as there is some oligarch somewhere, you're going to see people with the money and the wherewithal to buy these teams." Cowboys back Dak Prescott, begin season with rugged Browns. Cleveland crumpled quarterbacks on the regular last season, but the Browns couldn't keep theirs healthy. The Cowboys had the MVP runner-up under center, but Dallas was destroyed by an up-and-comer in another playoff disappointment. Retooled and driven to get back to the postseason, the Cowboys travel to Cleveland for a Week 1 matchup destined to be determined by quarterbacks Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson. Prescott and the Cowboys went 12-5 last season, won the NFC East and hosted a playoff game. Because Prescott lost for a 5th time in the postseason and has just 2 career playoff wins, the national narrative since a home field drubbing at the hands of the Green Bay Packers ended Dallas' 2023 season has been something other than pro-Dak. Dallas wide receiver Brandon Cooks took up defense of Prescott on Wednesday as the Cowboys step into the challenge of solving Cleveland's toothy defense with defensive end Myles Garrett front and center. "The guy shows up every year, year in and year out. Putting up numbers, leading his team," Cooks said of Prescott. "He can't do it all by himself. A lot of those great quarterbacks that I've been with, Tom Brady and Drew Brees, don't get me wrong, they won a lot of games, won a lot of Super Bowls, but they had a lot of help around them as well, right? Us players around Prescott also got to step up. So when we hear that disrespect, I take that personally, and as his teammates, we should take that personally." Prescott and the Cowboys have been mired in a standoff over his contract status since last season ended. He's in the final year of a 4-year, $160 million deal and cannot be retained with the franchise tag. It's not as simple as paying Dak, according to Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Jones is lighter in the wallet after coming to the table to deliver a 4-year, $136 million extension to get record-setting receiver CeeDee Lamb in the fold for Week 1 after a training camp holdout. And a bigger payday could be around the corner for pass rusher Micah Parsons by this time next year. Lamb, 25, earned All-Pro first-team honors and set franchise records in 2023 with 135 receptions for 1,749 yards. He'll be locking up with Browns cornerback Denzel Ward in a popcorn-worthy matchup to focus on this week. Lamb said he's rooting for Prescott to stay with the Cowboys. "I have no doubt that they're going to get a deal done. We all know that I want Dak here. Jerry wants Dak here, too, so let's just get this under control and kill the speculation," Lamb said. Watson has his own battle to fight. The Browns went to the playoffs on the revived arm of Joe Flacco following a season-ending shoulder injury that Watson sustained. With 12 total starts since the end of the 2020 season, Watson said he's recovered from that injury and is prepared to prove his value. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones opens up about possibility of hiring Deion Sanders. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones joins Colorado Buffalo's head coach Deion Sanders in being two of the most outspoken authorities in sports today. It should not come as too much of a surprise. This has been the case for well over the past 30 years. They have big personalities. They are not afraid to let everyone know what they think. We mean everyone. Roughly 3 decades removed from Sanders helping Jones and the Cowboys to their last Super Bowl title, the two remain key forces in football. Sanders has been the story in Boulder since taking over as Colorado's head coach ahead of last season. Some on-field success, coupled with a ton of off-field drama, has put him in the headlines big time. Or, we should say that he's put himself in the headlines. In Dallas, the Cowboys have not earned as much as a spot in the NFC Championship game since Sanders was starring in Big D back in 1995. It's been all about playoff futility for the Cowboys since. So, why are we linking these two together? We're glad you asked. Jones just sat down with Stephen A. Smith for a one-on-one interview. The attention turned to Sanders and whether Dallas' enigmatic owner would consider hiring Sanders as a head coach at some point. His response was interesting, 1 hour, 6-minute mark. No, but he does know how to spell well enough and not answer a hypothetical question. "I have always admired him both on and off the field," Jerry Jones said of Deion Sanders. "Some of the best stories that I have to tell about my time in sports have been Deion-type stories." Sanders drew reported interest from NFL teams early in his first season with Colorado. The team started out 3-0 before losing 8 of its final 9. Drama took hold from there, with nil and treatment of players being major talking points for the Buffaloes. As for the Cowboys, they were humiliated by the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Wild Card playoffs. That came after 2 consecutive defeats at the hands of the rival San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs leading up to the 2023 season. Certainly, head coach Mike McCarthy is on the hot seat heading into the 2024 campaign. In no way does this mean that we can expect Sanders to head to Big D anytime soon. Jones made that more than clear. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Deion Sanders? Leave your opinion in the comments.